against women. Joining me live is Deputy Nationals Leader Perrin Davey for more on this. What have you made of the rallies? It seems like some action's happening. National Cabinet, an emergency meeting on Wednesday. What have you made of what's happened and the response from the government?
Look, I'm very pleased that National Cabinet's been called. The rallies have been incredible. There's been hundreds of thousands of women right around the nation. And indeed, over the weekend, we saw rallies not just in the capital cities, but also there was a rally in Wagga yesterday and also in Orange in the Central West, very close to where poor Molly Ticehurst unfortunately lost her life due to an alleged domestic violence incident. And I think that anyone who is failing to hear the calls from the people attending these rallies is definitely has trouble hearing, because it's loud and clear that we all need to do better, from, you know, looking at prevention, looking at the curriculum. Do we need to include coercive control and domestic violence into the curriculum to teach people, to teach young boys and girls what a healthy relationship is? We need to continue to support refuges and frontline services. Indeed, the Albanese government in October 2022 announced funding for 500 new support workers for domestic violence. But unfortunately, what we've seen in the time since is a lack of the frontline workers, delays in contracts, delays in action. So again, we're seeing a lot of announcements, but the implementation is where we're getting things wrong.
Well, come back in a moment. Forgive me, but I'm going to one of your colleagues. James Patterson is speaking about this breaking news today of the alleged home invasion involvement of this person released from this immigration detainee decision, of course, by the High Court. Let's listen in.
And why it could fail other Australians in the weeks and months to come. And if they can't explain what they're going to do to make sure this never happens again, then they should both resign. If they don't resign, the Prime Minister should sack them, because the Australian people deserve better than that. They deserve better than a weak Labor government that has failed this country on community safety, that has failed us on national security. Because what happened to Phillip, what happened to Nanette, should never happen again, should never happen in the first place. Thank you.
Short and sharp. No questions. Look, we asked Dan Teen a few, so we've certainly covered that topic, and we'll have more on that because it's a significant story. Interested as well, because there has been some criticism from your colleagues of Anthony Albanese. I think David Littleproud said he got what he deserved in terms of an angry crowd at times. Has anyone from the Coalition gone to these rallies over the weekend, to your knowledge?
Well, I'm not sure. I haven't been following every step of the way. I unfortunately didn't make it to the Wagga rally. It was just didn't fit in with my timing.
But MPs can always make a priority. I mean,
we can, but also the important thing is to hear and listen to what they're saying at the rally. And the criticism from us about the Prime Minister is not that he attended. In fact, I commend him for attending the rally and walking and listening. The criticism has been in how he responded to the heckles from the crowd, how he responded when he did get the microphone. He got an opportunity to speak, and the first thing out of his mouth was a complaint that he hadn't been afforded the opportunity to speak, or he'd been rejected. Now, that's a conversation that could have been had behind the scenes. He did not need to make a thing of that in front of the rally to upset the rally organiser. We all know sometimes things are lost in communication. He should have accepted the microphone graciously. He should have acknowledged the rally. He should have acknowledged the attendees. He should have acknowledged the stories of domestic violence that he'd just heard. But the first thing he wanted to do was complain about his treatment. That's what
seemingly he was getting criticised at the time, you know, why weren't you speaking and so on. He's trying to say, well, we were happy to, we were told we weren't allowed to, now we're happy to. Clarifying that point. He should have just accepted the microphone and said, I'm graciously accepting this opportunity. Look, there's a bit of an unseemly war of words, and I think in many ways it's a bit of a shame that's the focus. Maybe you can blame partly the media on that. You know, media are never invincible. But would it surprise you if no one from the Coalition went to these? Shouldn't it be a focus for you, broadly the Coalition, to be at this rally? This is such a big community sentiment. Well, I would be very surprised if no one from the Coalition attended.
I've already accepted that I didn't attend. By the time I found out about the Wagga rally, as I was making my way back to Canberra from the Riverina, it was pretty much over and done with. So there are a lot of conflicts. I would be surprised if no one attended, but what I can say is we have all heard. We have all heard. It is very much front and centre. But we're not...
People there say, what's changed, though? You've heard. But haven't we been hearing this for years?
We have.
Was not enough done by all governments? Do you think the coalition's time in government could have done more?
The coalition was the first government to have a national strategy to address domestic violence. We put nearly $5.5 billion towards our national strategy while we were in government since the 2019 election. We have also, since coming into opposition, we're also focusing on addressing the issue from the get-go. So we are developing our policies about prevention, about response and about support. It is about looking at the whole breadth of the issue. It is a complex issue and everyone needs to do their bit.
It is. So Wednesday, National Cabinet will see if some more solutions are put forward. We had plans for other stuff, but look, things are happening today.
It's a busy day.
It is. We'll talk next week. Perrin Davey, thank you. When we come back, we're